Spend a weekend with me on our farm. There's lots to be done, but as the mom with lots of kids, big kids all the way down to baby, my jobs are to take care of the babies, take care of the little ones, and to make sure that everyone is fed. And, any time I have after that, then I get to be creative and do things around the house that I want to get done. Thrive Market is the sponsor of this video, and they have a special gift for Hopewell Heights subscribers linked in the description. There is a lot going on the farm in summertime, always. But now that my big kids are getting older and I've got the little ones, I don't have to be that hands-on with stuff around the farm, especially since our cows are not in milk. I'm not milking right now, so that's a really time-consuming chore that I don't have to do right now. And like I said, the big kids help with so much outside, so I get to focus on the little ones, which is really, really nice. Here they're just cleaning up one of our old tractors that they took and drove in a tractor parade, which, yes, if you're not from the country, that is something that we do. We have tractor parades, and they're usually for charity purposes, to raise money for different charitable organizations. So that was fun. But let's come back up to the house and I will show you what I am working on up here, and then you can spend some time with me because this particular weekend was a straw weekend. We were putting up straw bales, and I think there were like over 1,000 bales. It was a lot of straw, so it took all weekend. We had to have helpers, and some boys that play on my son's baseball teams came and helped. So I just got to, take care of the babies and cook big meals for them all weekend, which was nice. Another thing that we are working on, as you see here, is getting our porches painted, stained, and man, you all know that this is something I really want to get done this summer. It is landscaping. We have been in this house for 7 years, and I knew we wouldn't get to landscape right away because it just wasn't in the budget. We wanted to pay off debt first, but I'm really, really anxious to get it done, and I really hope it can happen this summer, but we can't start on the landscaping until the porches are stained and painted. We don't want to be doing that project while the painters are working. So my daughter and I were just clearing off the porches to prepare for the painters to come and start on this project. This is something that I would usually do myself. I do all the painting and stuff like that myself because it just pains me to hire something like that out when I'm capable of doing it. But if you've been following here for a while, you know that I was somewhat sick after the birth of this last baby. Well, not somewhat, a lot sick after the birth of this last baby. I'm feeling a lot better and I can get a lot done, but I really was not up for this big project. And I thought that it would be unwise to take on something, just take on something so big when I really need to focus on just day-to-day tasks and recovering as much as possible. All right, before we get to cooking and get to working on some other things, I'm going to take a quick break to tell you about the sponsor of this week's video. Let's talk about Thrive Market. Thrive is an online grocery store that offers healthy, clean alternatives to all of the things you need, all the things that you would get at your local grocery store. So food, toiletries, household items, they have all the things, but they do the heavy lifting. So if you're like me and you're trying to be healthier, you're trying to, work on gut health and avoid all these harmful ingredients because ingredients do matter, then Thrive is going to be such a blessing to you because they've banned over 1,000 harmful ingredients to date. So you know that when you get on your Thrive app and load up your shopping cart and check out and get that delivery box, you're not going to get a bunch of harmful chemicals in your food. So for example, this almond butter has one ingredient. It's dry roasted almonds. It's just what it sounds like. It's not almonds plus all of these other things. And that rings true with all of Thrive's products, which is one reason I just love them so much. It makes my job filling our house with wholesome, healthy food so much easier. Now, unfortunately, we all know that eating healthy can actually be a lot more expensive than eating the bad stuff, but that's not true with Thrive Market because they offer low prices and they also price match. So if you find something somewhere else for cheaper, they will match that price. Plus, every order over $49 ships for free straight to your door. And one thing I love is that it's carbon neutral shipping
from zero waste warehouses. So I really do like to see that companies are making a big effort to be environmentally friendly as well as offering convenient options. Thrive Market offers a monthly as well as an annual membership option. It is $12 a month or $59.95 a year, which comes out to like less than $5 a month. Anyway, it's way cheaper than any other grocery delivery service that I'm aware of, including the local ones that will, go get groceries from a local store and bring it to your house. It's like less than half the cost of those services. And what I really love is that you aren't obligated to place orders just because you have a membership. You can get on your app and order groceries anytime you want, as often as you want, or as infrequently as you want, so you're not locked into anything. I don't like that. I don't like being like super locked into things. On top of making healthy eating more accessible by just offering low prices and free shipping and price matching, Thrive Market will also donate a free membership to a family in need for every paid annual membership. Right now, through July 13th, Thrive has their biggest sale of the summer going on, so 25% off of so many things. This is such a great time to clean up your diet, get a little bit healthier, and just simplify your grocery shopping routine. And that 25% off of tons of things at Thrive is on top of the special offer that they have for Hopewell Heights subscribers. You join Thrive Market using my link, thrivemarket.com/Hopewell Heights. You will get 30% off your first order plus a free gift worth up to $60. And like I said, those savings and that gift is on top of the current sale that they have going on and the price matching and everything else that they offer. So check them out. I will put more details in the description below the video. So just tap the more button. It's right below the video. You'll see my link. You'll see more details. We have absolutely loved having a Thrive Market membership, and I know that you will too.
So we are getting started here on Saturday morning. Anytime that we have a lot of work to do around the farm, John actually gets up and makes breakfast with me and just makes sure that we get the kids all lined up so that we can get going and we're not running around like crazy people. So once we get breakfast made, then he will take the big kids. They will get out the door, get going, and go pick up our help for the day and get started while I have the little ones here with me and I get started on the rest of our meals for the day.
The baby already went down for his morning nap, so he's sleeping right here in my room, which is right off the kitchen. Well, in the nursery, I should say, but like I can peek in and hear him and see him. He's 3 months old, by the way. Where did time go? That's wild to me. So anyway, he's sleeping. I've got my daughter doing chores, and the toddler is around playing with the kittens, hopefully not hurting them. He was really ticked off that he didn't get to ride along with the big boys for this first straw bale delivery this morning, but usually my husband will take him anywhere, but they just really needed to get this load unloaded and get back home and get started. They don't have time for potty breaks and toddler stuff like that. So when they get back home, then I will send the toddler out with the big guys because they'll be here on the farm, so he can ride along on the hay wagon and everything, and if he needs me or if he's hungry or it's time for his nap, he just come right back in. But it is quiet right now, and I'm going to take advantage and do what we like to say here on this channel. We like to zip around and do things, which doesn't happen, if everybody is like the baby and the toddler needs you right in that moment. Okay, so got my chicken here. I'm just going to mix together some avocado oil, seasonings, lots of salt always, and coat this and then roast it at 375 for like 40 minutes. I don't know. I have a temperature probe that actually connects to my oven. It's amazing. Would highly recommend. And so I just set it to 165. I'll show you. There's a little thing on my oven to where rather than setting the time, I can watch the temperature as the meat, whatever meat I'm cooking, as it cooks, I can look at the temp. So that is what we will do.
Now, once again, if you've been following along, then you will know that I am doing a gut health reset for myself, and that involves a big part of it is an elimination diet. Just to reset everything. So I'm actually not going to be eating a lot of what I cook today, and that's okay. I've done this before. Actually, I've got like some underlying autoimmune stuff, and it's all the root cause is always gut health, right? So, like over 10 years ago, I did this. I really took a long time. I'm talking like over a year to reset my gut, and then I enjoyed great health. Like great health, maintained a very healthy weight and healthy body composition, and just like healthy immune system and everything for 8 years. Yeah, so toddler's over here occupying himself with a magnifying glass while I do my cooking. I always got to find things to keep them busy. And it's like never toys, right? They always want to play with things that are like adult things. But anyway, I was in really good health for a long time, and then some stressful stuff happened. My diet slipped. Anyway, I told the story last week, so you can go watch last week's video. I will link it in cards in the corner if you want to hear more about that. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to really eat much of what I'm cooking today. Okay, the magnifying glass got old, moved on to coloring. And that's just what it is with toddlers. When you're homemaking and you've got kids of all ages, the toddlers are the ones that are going to keep you on your toes the most, at least in my experience. Okay, so I got cleaned up. I have lunch ready. I have the table set. I've got a few English roses here from my 2-year-old rose bushes out back. I'm happy that I'm getting rose blooms. They're not like overflowing with blooms yet, but I'm hoping that is to come. This is only their second year. Baby is happy down here playing with the kittens, and I'm just gonna wait until the guys get in, and then we will sit down, eat lunch, and I will have to start on the next meal.
The guys just finished lunch. We had chicken salad, and I just cut up some fresh fruit and carrots, like honey roasted carrots, and that was it. Like I said, keeping it light. Now it is 12:30, so they're gonna go back out in the fields, and I'll probably go for a little while. I do have cookies in the oven because they're gonna come back in around 3 or 3:30. It's very hot outside, so 3:30 they'll come back in and have a snack. So I've got cookies, I've got banana bread, and summer sausage.
Now I've just got to clean up and, yeah, make sure that 3 o'clock snack or meal, whatever you want to call it, is ready when they come back in. Kittens are just super, super cute. I love having them in the house, watching them play, but they will not stay in the house. They will be outdoor cats. They will do their job around the farm. We might let them in sometimes, but they're not going to be full time indoor cats. So, anyway, when it's a heyday, or in this case, it's actually straw, which those are two different things. Hay and straw, they're not the same things. My husband always takes that for granted that people know that, but I tell him, like, hey, not everybody grew up on a farm, and a lot of people think that a straw bale is the same as a hay bale. But anyway, it's a straw weekend this weekend. But whether it's hay or straw, if it's going to be just a long weekend, long days, then it's breakfast, lunch, afternoon snack, and dinner that I have to come up with. And while I am doing a pretty strict elimination diet, my family is not as strict as me. However, they have definitely cleaned up a lot as well, because my husband wanted to do this along with me. He is 6'5". He's a big guy. He's done construction his whole life, and he's got a lot of joint pain. So he had a guy at work that had a lot of success with it, really clean eating, and it's sometimes just the power of the third party. So he's like, "Oh, I want to do this with you. I want to clean up my diet." So these cookies that I made, they are actually like long, cold fermented einkorn cookies. It is my sourdough cookie recipe, but I used einkorn flour, long fermented them in the fridge, and yeah, there they are. So I will still not be eating them, because the stage I'm at with like gut healing and elimination diet, I'm not doing any grains at all. It's just to give my gut a chance to really heal and rest and recover before I can incorporate in healthy foods that are now bothering me, because I've gotten myself in such bad shape. Which, like I said, if you want to hear more on that, just go and listen to last week's video. But it's really easy to do in our modern world, just because there's like antibiotics everywhere. I mean, there's glyphosate is an antibiotic, and that's like on a lot of crops and stuff. And then it's just like the fast food culture, and I could go on and on. It's really hard to maintain good gut health. But anyway, I'm going to move on, and I'm going to actually make something that I can eat, and something that I've been making, and I just pop them in the freezer, and I will have one when I feel like I need some extra fat, because I am breastfeeding, and I like extreme calorie restriction And fat restriction is not something that I'm doing. That is not good. It's not safe. It's funny that fat has actually been blamed for what carbs has done as far as health. So I'm gonna make some fat bombs here. And yeah, that's my daughter trying some honey. This was I got some new honey from just down the road, and she wanted to try it. But anyway, these fat bombs, it's really easy to make. You just start with butter. And this is like a really, really good A2 butter. It's not mine because my girls are dry, but it's a really good quality butter. And then I'm going to mix in, you can do like nut butter, whether it's peanut butter, almond butter, um, whatever. And that is the base. They're kind of like peanut butter cups. And then you make a chocolate mixture, pour it over top, and put it in the freezer for 15, 20 minutes, and that's it. They're done. They're so easy to make. And this is probably not something I would recommend. You can put a little honey in there, by the way. You don't have to, but I mean like a tiny little bit of honey, because part of gut healing is really restricting added sugar as well, just to give your body that chance to really rest and recover and heal without like crazy blood sugar fluctuations. So there's maybe, I don't know, like a quarter teaspoon of honey in here, which I probably just could have left it out. But if you're someone who struggles with binge eating, or yeah, if that's a problem, then I would maybe not make these because they're yeah, very dense, very high calorie, which like I said, I'm not restricting calories. But that's just something to be aware of. You don't want to sit and eat like 4 or 5 of these. This is something that you would eat just one of them to get a really healthy amount of quality fats in your diet and keep you satiated, especially if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, and taking a break from grains and added sugar. You don't want to get to a place to where you're just not eating. All right, so I got my afternoon snacks made for everybody, had some free time, and the toddler was sleeping. So I just came out and did something that I do a lot of, and that is just lay outside with the baby. This is something that I didn't used to do because I would always just stay busy in the house and find things to do. And I even, I could still do that. I could find plenty to do in the house. But as I've gotten older, I'm 35 now. So I'm an older mom. I don't think I'm old, but an older mom. I have just learned to slow down and really appreciate the moments with my babies, to go outside and just sit with them and play with them, because it's fleeting. It passes so quickly, and you think you're going to remember every little thing. And sometimes you even, find yourself wishing time away, but it passes so quickly, like I said. So I'm just really intentional about trying to make time to sit down and just sit with baby, lay with baby, talk to them, play with them. And I really do think that it has a great impact on their temperament as well, because the last 2 babies that I've had since I've been in my 30s and just kind of slowed down, they're just so content and so laid back, and people comment on that and they tell me that all the time. Your babies are so laid back. They're just so easygoing. And I think there's a lot to that. I've made a lot of different decisions. Like, I have not vaccinated them. I've had home births. I've done a lot of things different as far as that goes. I haven't gone back to work and left them with a babysitter, so I've been their primary caregiver. But also, I've just been a lot more laid back myself. And so then, those stress hormones, I'm not passing those on to them. All right, so we came back in so that I could get ready for the guys to come in for snack. Here are those peanut butter fat bombs. I will put this recipe on my blog. I'll link it for you guys. But like I said, just be mindful that these are not something that you're supposed to sit and eat several of. It's really just going to pack a big punch as far as good quality fat, just eating one of them. Okay, so little ones and I are walking out front to wait for the guys to come in for their afternoon snack. And I'm just going to show you this angle of the house. It is like stripped down, like I said, ready to be primed and painted, but it's not looking so hot. So I'm excited for that to be done. And I'll probably do a start to finish video showing you yeah, the finished product, because after we get everything painted, then I am going to put some more furniture on the porches, lots of flowers, hopefully make them look really pretty, do our sidewalks and our landscaping around the house. And I really think it's going to be a fun transformation. But that will probably be more toward the end of the summer because things just take time. Okay, so the guys are pulling in. Well, I should say guys and girl because my daughter ended up going out with them in the afternoon. And we're going to wrap up here because I had dinner made already. And so my work was done. I just got to enjoy the rest of the day. And even though, these days look a little bit different for me now because I used to be out in the field helping, pick up bales, and I actually really enjoyed that, I enjoy this too. If you want to see more videos on homemaking and homesteading and life here on our farm, be sure to subscribe. And don't forget to check out the offer that Thrive Market has for Hopewell Heights subscribers by clicking the More button below the video. I will see you all next week.